Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 145, NASDAQ up 52, S&P's up 17, gold contract down $29, traded $1,169 an ounce. Silver up 34 cents at $16.08. Platinum down 12 at $1,223. You get oil down 46 cents, traded at 80.66. The bonds, 10-year down 10 ticks at 136.10. The 30-year is off 16 at 141.01. King dollar up 773 ticks at 87.07. The euro down 85 at 125, and the yen up 3. That's 3 points at 159.89. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. And if you happen to be watching Tiger TV, folks, this is how old you can get when you're a bear and the futures open up 20. Woo! Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. What do you have? You get the S&P. Where am I? There we go. Sorry about that. We get the S&P right now, folks. The S&P gets up to a price point of 20.17. The high is 2019.26. What is amazing, actually, is that we didn't get to the high. The high that was generated out in the 19... This is the cash S&P, by the way, okay? Cash S&P, 2019.26. That was the high that was generated out there on the 19th. Right now, we got to 20.17. You're at 20.11. We go to the SPY. We take a look at the SPY. What do you have with the SPY out here? SPY gets to this is the SPY. SPY gets to a price point of 201.82. The high's up there, 201.89 and 85. Now, the difference is what does happen with the SPY, no doubt. The SPY pays a dividend, so bottom line, small dividend, that would be, say, it's generated at the high. Right now, we're down 103 million shares. That 103 million is going into the 151. Bottom line is that it is up here on price, no doubt. This morning, futures were up. The futures actually were up to, I believe I think it was 19, and we're at 06 right now. Let me pull this up. So the futures, the futures got to 2016. 2016. That's what we got to. Last high out here in the futures was 2014.50. NASDAQ Composite. What do you have with the composite? So what you have with the composite gets up to a price point of up $53, number one. You're at 4619, and 4619 is over the highs. That NDX 100, what do you have with the NDX 100? NDX 100 jumped the creek. Volume's not bad either. You did 37 million. Last time we were up here, we did 36 million. We'll see whether it ends up holding price. Gold contract. They whacked gold in a big way. What you have with gold? Gold down $29. You're at $11.69. You took out the high, the lows that were generated on October 6th, which was $11.83. 280,000 contracts. When we bring this over, I'll put this on a continuous contract. Now, what you have with gold, folks, is this. To get gold out of the ground, your average price is kind of right where we are, $11.69, $11.89. Can it spike it? Yeah, it can. Can it stay down there for a long period of time? No. Why? Because what you have is that you'll have half the gold companies go out of business. That's the positive side. The negative side of this is that you're in no man's land right now. Once you broke the 11.79, it's like, okay, can you hold 11.63? There has been support on the way up from 2009, from November of 09 going over to April of 010. It certainly is not going to reject that lower price out here today. The GLD, we go to the GLD, we bring this back. GLD down 277. The last swing point out here was 114.68. That had done 258 million. You're breaking that with 151. So you're breaking it with lighter volume. Same texture in the GLD, however, goes like this. Is that at 105.31, which is quite a way down. That is December of 09 when the gold pushed upward in an extreme way. We're into that bar right now. We're into it with lighter volume. Bottom line is that we'll see whether we're going to get a rejection or lower price in the next few days. Oil market out here, what we did with oil. Oil market got down to a price point of $79.55. We've done 266,000 contracts, and that's not holding price either. That's building cause to get into this 75 area. Bonds. The bond market, with our own equity markets going to the moon, bond market still held, which is pretty amazing. Bonds down, the 10 years down 8 ticks at 126.12. That has done 1.2 million contracts out here, which is short volume. We go take a look at the 30-year. What you have with the 30-year, we're down 14 ticks, and that's actually a higher low, which is pretty amazing. And the 30-year is the one that you want to watch in spades. Why? The 30-year leads the 10-year. 30-year out here today is done 365,000 contracts. You're going into 559. King dollar. King dollar took out its highs. The high point in the King dollar was the high that was generated out here on the 3rd of October. That was 86.87. King dollar right now is at 87.01. King dollar's done 63,000 contracts. That's a decent number, by the way. The strength inside the Dow Industrials. This is what you have the strength coming into the marketplace right now. Intel up 121. You got Chevron up 241, ExxonMobil's up 192, and DuPont's up 118. Taken away from it, which is hard to even understand that, but there is, Big Blue. Big Blue is down 59 cents. You get Walmart off 28. Nike's down 35, and you get Pfizer off 2. If we do go over and we take a look at the Dow Industrials, what you'll see is that you got up to the 17,395. The 17,350 was the first high that was generated, last high rather, that was generated on the 19th of September. Bottom line, we'll see whether it can sustain that price. It's only 7. It only has to get 7 points higher to get up and over that price. NASDAQ Composite. Well, first off, let me go to the NDX 100. The strength inside the NDX 100 out here. You have Expedia putting $4 into its stock price. That's at 84.57. Advanced Analog Devices is up 241 at 49.41. You got Liberty Venture up 169 at 35 bucks, and you get Priceline up $57 at $1,203. And Priceline had already come down, interesting, from $13.50. Taken away from the NDX 100 right now, you got, what is that? SBA Communications is down 290. You got Discovery is down 49. Starbucks is off 191. And you get Gilead Science down 257. What is intriguing, and no doubt, is that with these higher prices, for some reason the IBB couldn't hold its highs out there. Let's go to Stan in Framingham. Hey, Stan, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yeah, having a great day. How about you?
I am. Listen to that Boston accent, man. You know what's so cool? I can hear a Boston accent a mile away. And when I was up there, Stan, all the time, of course, you never could hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You're just into it. I like it. Cool. So, Raytheon, right?
That's right.
Let's take a look. Okay, so we got Raytheon Corporation hits a yearly high out here today. The low's 81, the high's 104. You're at 103.35 right now. Okay, so let's bring this back. So you work for Raytheon, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so now the question is, do we have an ABC structure on the way up? Oh, boy, it's close. I like it. Okay, so on a weekly basis, 8.7 million, and you're coming in with 8.1. Nice. Yeah, you stay right there, Stan, all right?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Dow Industrials right now up 144. Nasdaq's up 52. S&Ps are up 17. We get Stan from Framingham, folks. We want to hear from you. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. You stay right there. We'll come right back.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. You get the Dow Industrials right now up 142. Nasdaq's up 51. S&Ps are up 17. We're talking with Stan from Framingham. We're talking about Raytheon, RTN. That is at an all-time high today. It's hit 104.96. And if we do put this on a monthly basis, bottom line is that you've not only been on a ride, but you might go on a bigger ride here. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So a monthly basis, your swing high that's taken out this month is 102.15. That did 40 million shares, and we're coming into it with 43 million. So you can make the case that your A point, now this is a much longer term basis, but your A point is 52. Your B is 102, so it's $50, which would get you 149, man.
Wow, really?
That's pretty intense, I know.
That is intense.
Now, and this is what ends up happening. So the A point on this started a year ago, a year and a half ago. January. Yeah, it's actually almost 2 years. Okay. Let's see. Let's get it exact. 18. It's 20 months ago. So the bottom line is that's a long-term deal, but it's breaking a B point with volume. So it's like it hasn't. Yeah, and it's holding it too. I mean, it's 102.15, has higher volume. It's over the B point. I'm not saying hey, it can go higher.
Go higher. All right. Well, that's great.
That's a beautiful thing, no doubt. Especially when you work for the company, you got it going both ways, man.
That's right.
Okay, man. Great hearing from you.
Hey, yeah, happy Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Let's go to Greg in Portland, Oregon. Hey, Greg, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
Yeah, always a good day.
That's a beautiful thing, man. So, Gold Corp, right?
And, I looked through my list. I keep a list of about 50 of the gold stocks. There's only about, gold, copper. There's about 4 of them that are positive today.
Right.
Gold Corp is up. It's got good volume today. It spiked down to that monthly candle of back in 208.
208, yeah.
110208 on less volume. You think it's worth a nibble here?
Well, let's take a look at it. It absolutely is the first stock, folks, that rejected price, lower price, and it did it with a vengeance today. Like the rest of the gold stocks, it got smoked. The low right now, it's today 1701. The high is 2965, but it came off that bottom of 1701. Right now, you're trading 1885. You bring this back, it's already inside the range of yesterday. You bring this back, and, hard to believe, but guess what? These had high volume lows in 2008, and they came back and tested them. So your correlation, 2008, $13.84. That's where Gold Corp was. Goes all the way up to 56. Comes all the way back down to 17. And right now, on a monthly basis, we've done 182 million versus 421. Yeah, it's worth the shot. It's worth the shot because what you have is this. Okay, so here's how the trade would line up. The trade would line up. Well, here, let me just make sure that they're not coming out with earnings on Monday. Okay, it's February 13th. So risk versus reward, you'd have a stop. You don't have to put it under the low of today because the reality is that, okay, you already came off that low. What you're looking for specifically is that you're looking to get back inside the range. Until this makes it back, inside, let me put this on a monthly for a second. Okay, so on the monthly, you want it to get back inside $22.22. But yeah, I mean, for what happens, folks, is that when these come off the bottom, when golds come off the bottom, they go up 30% in a heartbeat, like nothing. Okay, and it's because they're lower priced stocks, but that's still a good percentage-wise. Risk versus reward is there, because if you get inside that level, then you're reaching up to $29. And, you don't need, you don't have to put that under 1701. What you could do is put that, okay, so when this come off the bottom, folks, this is what it did. At 9:40 this morning, you get down to 1701. And then it shot like a rocket ship up to 1791. So it's just putting it somewhere under 1791, Greg. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because
that was a good volume candle there.
Exactly.
The 10-minute candle was
it's powerful.
$1,000,009.
It's powerful. Yeah, it is. It is. There's no doubt. So what you could do, you can go down halfway down that candle basically and say, okay, you do 1760 or something, 1745, and you're giving it $1.50, and you're looking for, you're looking for $22. That's $4, even $25. It's the essence of it's going to be intriguing to see. Was Gold Corp one of the ones that basically said, okay, I had enough, I'm going topside. It definitely was the first one though off the bottom today of all the gold stocks and silver stocks.
Yep.
You know, now there's a lot of them that didn't follow through, and there's many of them that have basically broken down pretty good. You know, so there's going to be work there, and the gold contract itself and the silver contract, you know, it got smoked. I mean, gold came off, you know, big deal. It was up $10 off its low, but gold still has to get back inside, has to do some work here. It really doesn't have to do a huge amount of work for the gold market because you're talking about $17. It has to get back inside the last swing low that broke out here this morning. And, you know, you do that, then you're going to catch a lot of people on the wrong side of the trade. That's $11.83, so it's $13. You know, a better range, however, is the $12.03, so that's $30. Cooking, brother.
Okay. It's looking good, Tom. Thank you.
Okay, have a great one, man. Have a safe one. Some of the Dow stocks out here, you have Marvell is up 25 cents. Boeing is up $1. You got Citigroup up 24 cents. Oxy is up 61. If we go over to the XLE, so look at the energy sector. You had ExxonMobil come out with numbers today. Well, actually, let's go look at ExxonMobil first. ExxonMobil is up $1.63. That's a counter trend bounce. You know, that we went from 104 straight down to 86. Come out with the numbers. It still doesn't have enough juice to get up over the downdraft. That downdraft is at 98.93. J.P. Morgan Chase. If we go from the financial, into the financials also. It's like, okay, you're not up at your highs. You're in a monster day. Well, actually, you know, yeah, percentage-wise, this is where this gets interesting. We're at the highs, but it's not a monster day. You have the Dow up 0.9%. NASDAQ is up 1.2. Now, NASDAQ took over its highs, though, and it's staying up there. S&Ps are up 0.8. And Europe, well, here, here's where a monster day is. Asia. The central bank and Bank of Japan, bottom line, said they're going to print. That put the Nikkei up 4.8%. In Taiwan, you're up 4.2%. And Europe, that followed through. The DAX up 2.2, 2.3. The FTSE up 1.2. Our markets, the Dow right now is up 0.91. The S&Ps are up 0.86. And the NASDAQ is up 1.26. We'll go over to the Russell 2000. What you have with the Russell? The Russell's still lagging out here. The Russell 2000, the high in the Russell is 1213, and right now we're at 1171. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials are up 152. NASDAQ is up 56. S&Ps are up 18. We're going to brag back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
That pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment, with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 161, Nasdaq up 57, S&Ps are up 19. Volume-wise out here, what we're going to have is that in the NYSE, we're going to be running about 750. We're at 567 right now. NASDAQ is going to be running NASDAQ's going to have about 2.2 billion. NASDAQ's got some juice underneath it. The ETF structures, inside the ETF structures, the SPY, you know what's amazing here, okay, is that the SPY, the volume is just dropping off. It has dropped off. When I was doing the show this morning with Daryl and Steve, we're at 58 million. That was at 11 o'clock this morning we get off. And right now, what you're at 108 million. And that 108, it should be banging out 150. We hit 150. The last highs out here, this is how it shook out. On the 17th of September, you did 150 million. You hit a price point of 101.68. The following day, got to a higher high with 94 million. The following day, that was the high. Okay, so 201.85 was the high. The following day, it tried to get to, actually 201.89. The following day, it did get to. So that was 121. Then we basically went south, and we went south very quickly. So, you know, price point out here is no doubt holding. That is on your daily, when you put this and we put this on the weekly basis, you're pushing it here with some juice. Weekly basis, we've done 550 million. Last week we did 700 million. And you're going into 560. You know, looks like we're still going to do less, but 500 is not bad. It's not good. It's not great. It's still short volume in the context of how you pushed into it the last time and then went downtown. You know, one of the keys here is going to be, and we should be able to hold higher price. I mean, if you can't hold higher price coming into the close out here today, you're never going to hold higher price. You know, you had, if we look at these, the future, we're only eight bucks off it. That's nothing, folks, when you're up in $26. That's a normal occurrence. You know, that being said, we're at 2007. If we closed somewhere down around the 2000 level, under the 2000 level, psychologically, that'd be a hit. That would be a hit, because what that would do, that would bring the Dow down just enough off that high, you know, in order to basically say, okay, is that a failure? My take on it is that we're still at the window dressing end of the month. We have the beginning of the month, and then, of course, we've got elections on Tuesday. It's going to be the election on Tuesday no matter who wins, and they'll blame the other side that this thing basically, well, we'll find out whether it's going to break topside with volume or give it up. What you do have, the amount of bread that has been spent on this election is absolutely phenomenal. There's no doubt about it. We'll be reading about that all weekend long. It's hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's hundreds of billions of dollars right across local races, folks. It's pretty amazing the amount of money that can be spent, is spent on basically politics. Some of the high volume stocks out here in this market right now, you have Microsoft up 74, Intel. I want to go to Intel. The reason I want to go to Intel, we had a call yesterday with the SMHs, and that looked like one of the best setups. It still is, by the way. So Intel. Okay, so Intel's been in a consolidation. It's into its gap. Intel had gapped down from $34.43. We make $33.88. Yeah, Intel still wants to get a little bit higher. Yeah, there's no doubt. Intel wants to push higher before it pushes lower. The consolidation is in place, though. The top of the consolidation looks like it's trading about $34.74, and the bottom is that spike low that we had out there on the 15th. TXN, let's go just take a look at Texas Instruments. So Texas Instruments gets over its high today. The last high generated was $49.53. We hit 50. It's not holding that price. That's after it went down. This is going to be wild watching this whole thing shake out. So a weekly basis, oh, this is pretty cool. Well, weekly basis, you get the juice, but it hasn't been able to hold the price. Texas Instruments been up here since April 4th, the week of April 4th. And if we bring this on a monthly basis, this is, okay, so on a monthly basis now we got, this is a trip. On a monthly basis, we hit 50.21, and we're at 49.46. A close over 49.77 is what it's going to need. Let's get a Mark in Fort Collins. Hey, Mark, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
I am. It's beautiful here.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
So?
Hey, so I'm looking at trading the Nugget via the GDX, and I'm looking at a GDX on a pretty long-term monthly chart.
Okay, let me bring it up. I'll do it. Okay, so right now I have it 15 years. I probably only need 10, right?
Yeah, I probably only need to go back to...
Let me just... Yeah, because it probably hasn't even... Okay, it hasn't even been alive that long. Okay, so I have it.
All right, so 36 months from the lows of October 2008 to the high in...
September of 11, right?
11, and
yeah.
It's been a little over 36. We're at 38 months, and we're almost back to the lows, and it's fairly symmetrical if you look at like... Oh, it's really,
it's kind of weird, actually. Yeah, it's so symmetrical, right?
So I'm looking for, right now it's got super heavy volume coming into that area, but I'm wondering, if it lightens up, it tests, if it actually does get down to that 1583, 16 area, and the volume lightens up a little bit, I'm looking at taking a crack at the Nugget. but I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I know you're the gold guru. So.
Well, what you want to do, the easiest way to do this is go right to the HUI, okay?
Right. I just don't get volumes on that, so that's my problem there.
Oh, you don't? Okay. So well, I get volumes, okay? They're delayed. Like I won't have today's until tonight. But if we put this up and you put this, we'll put it on the same chart. And what the difference is, by the way, also, folks, is this, is that the HUI has been liquid the whole time. And it's the same weighting structure, too, by the way, okay? So the HUI has 528 million at 150.27.
Okay.
We've done 528 million, and we've done 401. Now we hit today 152. The low out there is 150.27. It's going to be like, okay, is that it? Okay.
Right.
Now that's the positive part of it. The negative part of this is that you can make a case that, oh man, is this an ABC down?
Right.
You know, I mean, you can make that case, folks. Okay, I don't want to make that case, but that's facing you right.
And where's your points on your ABC down? Does it start like back in like 2012 down to like the lows we?
It would be. Here, we're lining it up right now. So let's make this, because it's always better when you basically set it up on both sides, folks. Okay. And if we set this up, and this would be the worst scenario for gold, or one of the bad scenarios, you would set. Your A point on this would be 529. 529. Your B point is 188. No, it can't be 529. My God, it is.
Yeah.
It is 529.
I mean, just like going to go to zero.
Well, no. Here, let's do this. It's not zero, and we know it's not zero, but it'll be pretty bad. So, if we took, you get 529 minus. It's at 188 ballpark. That's a 341. Yeah, that is zero. So we know it's not zero. 261. Yeah, right. It is zero. My God. So that's a good news, because we know that everything's not going to go out of business. You know?
Right.
What you need is that we need a few of these to reject lower price. You know, GG just may be the first one. You know, and if GG is the first one, that, you know, no doubt there's a personality that goes inside of that stock, folks. And what does happen is that Gold Corp is the largest weighting structure inside the GDX.
Okay.
You know, so it's 17%, I think. 1 second. It's 12.9%.
Yeah. Okay, and a monthly, it's coming in like the lows we were talking about in 2008. It had 421 million on a monthly in October 2008. Right now, it's at 184 on a monthly, so it's half, less than half.
Oh yeah, no, Gold Corp's coming in right. There's no doubt Gold Corp's coming in right. You know, what Gold Corp has to do, and it's close to it, but it's still $1.50 away from it, is get back inside the 2054. It would be better if it actually gets back inside 2222.
Right.
You know, you get inside 2222, you get action. You know,
right.
So.
Okay.
Okay,
man.
man.
Thanks for your time. All right.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. Dow right now is at 167. That's up 167. Nasdaq's up 57. You get the S&P's up 20. We go take a look at the SPY. I think this is a run into the close here. I suspect that's what you're going to have. They couldn't whack it at this point. You're going to get a run into the close. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his Opening Call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the Opening Call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 178. You get NASDAQ up 64. S&Ps are up 22. And those indices, folks, we'll get, what are we coming in, 9 minutes left. You're going to be closing at the highs up here. SPY, the high for the day is 201.82. They're going to basically get that going right up to that high. The future is 2016. Right now we're out there at 2010. And you did get a thrust up at this 40 past the hour here. So I suspect what you're not going to see is selling into the close. What you are going to see is that if folks did take a shot on the downside out here, you're going to see they're going to have to be closing those positions ASAP. Because when you get an expansion that is up and you're over all these highs, folks, you know, and in fact, we're not up as much as Europe was up, you can get a gap open on Monday real easy. Right now, the Dow is up 1%, the NASDAQ is up 1.3%, and then S&Ps are up 0.9%. That is nothing compared to how Europe was up. Europe was up 2.5% across the board. The biggest gainer out there, no doubt, was the Nikkei. Nikkei was up about 5%. If we go take a look at the yen, that's what that's all about. It's all about printing once again. This is an extraordinary move by the yen. The yen was up 3 full points at 112.26. And the higher when you look at currency, so the higher the price goes, the weaker it gets. The weaker it gets, of course, it puts the industrials in that country in great shape. And, you know, this morning, Daryl, Steve, and I, when Steve and I were doing the show in the mornings a couple of years ago, when that yen came off the bottom, that's when they got a new prime minister, and he said, hey, listen, man, I am going to pump this baby up. And he wasn't kidding, in an extraordinary way, too, not in a small way. What will be interesting is each and every time they pull back, he just pours it on once again. It's hard to believe that some of these industrials in Japan ever could stay in business, really, because the yen had got so strong. Now it's just going to be the opposite way. Coming into the closeout here, it's going to be kind of interesting in the gold market, because what we just did, as the gold market just got a slight pop. Nothing heavy, but you get the slight pop out here. And what you do want to wrap your head around inside the gold market is this. To get gold out of the ground, into your pockets, anyone's pocket this is, you're talking about 1169, 1189. The longer that it hangs out here, the less it's going to be profitable for the companies. What does that mean on a commodity basis? It means on a commodity basis, folks, there'll be less gold that's pulled out of the ground. That means there's less supply versus the demand. And I can tell you, demand-wise, what has come in the last quarter, the demand was going up at a huge clip, not in a small clip, was going up in a huge clip in China and in India. And those are the two main drivers in the gold market. That's when push comes to shove, those are the drivers in the market. Why are the drivers in the market? Because they use, in both societies, they use gold as their storage of wealth, period. You know, so we'll see where this whole thing does shake out. Silver needs a lot of help. You know, silver's over $2.25 now, getting up and above its higher range. King dollar, we go take a look at King dollar. Now let's pull up King dollar for a second, because the King dollar, we're going to actually be able to get more DX1. We're actually going to be able to get more out of King dollar, and I believe, yes, and it's not at 89 yet. This King dollar on a monthly basis, you spike. Yeah, we're at 86. This is pretty amazing. We're at 86.99, but you know what? This thing wants to run 88.80 is your swing point up there. 89.10 is the swing point. Those swing points from 2009 was the 89.10. From 2010 was the 88.80. That's game. And on a longer-term basis, even after pullback, you know, I think this thing's going to spike it. Because if you spike that area, meaning, first off, we're coming up to that area, we're coming up with juice. Let's say you get up there, you back off, and you spike that area, then the dollar's going to the moon. Meaning, then that opens up $1.20 in the dollar. We'll see if, in fact, that's going to fly. Because I don't see, even with, you know, with the amount that gold is down right now, I suspect what you're going to see, you'll see a spike lower, and then what you're going to end up seeing is it start building cause to turn around and get topside once again. Oil wants to go to 75. And in that notion, that's what's also dangerous inside the gold market, because what does happen is that if the commodity market in general is going lower, that puts more pressure on all commodities. Gold today is down 2.5%, 2.2 rather. Silver's off 1.7. Cocoa's off 1.6. Natural gas is up 1.2. Soybeans are up 1.8. So no doubt what you're going to have out here right now, I believe the Dow got up and over. Yeah, the Dow's up 187. Nasdaq's up 62. S&Ps are up 23. You get the cash out there. The futures at 2011, and there's no reason they can't get up to that 2016, closing at the highs of the day. Inside the Dow, some of the Dow stocks, you have ExxonMobil's up 223. That's still a dead cat bounce. Visa, however, is not. Visa was on fire yesterday, following through out here today. It's up 450 today. On Wednesday, Visa was trading at 222. Right now, you're at 241. You put that on a monthly basis, and what you're going to see with Visa, we're evidently going to be just using plastic from now on, because Visa's on an ABC structure on the way up, and it's a huge one. Your A point is $70. Your B point is $235. Okay, so you're talking about what? $1.60, $1.65. Oh my God, $2.65, $3.65, $3.50. That's be $3.55. That's pretty intense, man. That's sick. Yeah, but you're pushing in there. You at the swing point. Let's see. Yeah, 80 million shares is overtaken 75 million today, and you're $6 over it. So if you hold the price, which looks like it's definitely going to hold the price out here today, you get the volume, you get the price. Longer term, that's where that's going to go, and there's no doubt you can make the argument there. Longer term, that's where it goes. It's like, how is the Dow going to go down? You're right, because what you did have out here yesterday inside the Dow is that was the mover of the Dow. One of the Tigers brought up in the den, and this is really important to understand, the VIX did not get crushed. I mean, it got crushed the last few days, but the VIX is not moving, with this market up so high. And what that's saying is that larger players continue to put on protection on the downside. You stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Dave White's going to be coming back with us next. Dow Industrials up 192, Nasdaq up 64, S&P's up 23. We're going to be right back. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, and it's Halloween, folks. Happy Halloween. And needless to say, if you saw me at the beginning of the 3 o'clock show, I had an old man mask on, and that's what happens when you wake up and you're a bear and the futures are up 26 points. You get old quick. Let me take a look at one of our quotes. This is by Vincent Barnett. Almost everything is more complicated than it seems, but almost nothing is hopeless. Got our man, Mr. Dave White, with us. We're going to be growling and prowling with you out here. Market-wise, folks, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 194, Nasdaq up 64, S&P's up 21, gold contract down $27, trading at $1,171 an ounce. Silver off 31 cents at $16.11 an ounce. Platinum down 10 at $1,234 an ounce. Copper flat at $304 a pound. Light sweet crude $80.63 a barrel. Bonds, you get the 10-year down 7 ticks at 126.12. 30-year off 13 at 141.04. King dollar up 733 ticks at 86.96. The euro down 78 at 124. And the yen up a full 3 points at 112.24. And the yen, folks, okay, Bank of Japan started this rally last night, bringing all the indices up into and over their highs. Bank of Japan, bottom line, is going to push it on QE in an incredible way. And that's what Abe said anyway when he first got elected a few years ago. So the bottom line is that what that did, got our futures up. We take a look at the S&P, the cash S&P up here, hit 2017. We're closing at the highs. We're at 2016. Volume-wise out here did 883 million versus 766. The SPY, we go look at the ETF structures. SPY up here, closed at its high, 135 million. The hard thing to really wrap your head around is that the SPY itself still didn't get the 150 million that it should have had, which is pretty amazing. But bottom line is that you're coming into Monday, which is still window dressing. They'll spike this market, you know. Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. Dow is closing at a closing high, I believe. Yeah, big time, too. Not in a small way. Dow's up 194. The last high out here was 17,350. You're at 17,390. We look at the diamonds. We'll take a look at this ETF structure. Diamonds today, 173.45. 7.3 million versus 9 million at the last high. That's on your daily. On your weekly, though, this price spread is amazing. When you get wide price spread bars like this, folks, most of the time you don't get one of them, you know. And this week in the Dow, we went from 1660 up to 1730. NASDAQ Composite. The Composite jumped the creek this morning. The Composite's over the highs, and it jumped over them. So you got the gap that's up there. It jumped over the 4610. You're at 4630. Volume was 2.3 billion, so you get some juice behind the move. NDX 100, you're at 50 million shares. That also jumped the creek, too. The last high up there was 36 million, so you're jumping up with volume. So that means you can go higher. That's what it comes down to. Gold. Okay, so as the yen got weaker last night at 0.200, the dollar went to the moon, gold went to hell. Gold contract got down to a price point of 10, that's all I need. 1163, 1160. We closed out at 1171. We're at 280,000 contracts, big numbers. Gold's going to have to get work done to get back inside the spike low was 1183. It really it has to get back inside 1204, 1205.
What do we have for contracts today?
Monster contracts, 283,000 contracts.
So maybe an exhaustion move, for at least for a little while?
I would say that we probably haven't seen it yet.
The exhaustion.
Yeah. I'd say that we're going to get, what I'd like to see is Monday or Tuesday, I expect you're going to get a test of that low, you know.
Okay.
What you did have today is this. The first gold stock off the bottom was Gold Corp, which is a good indication. That was a decent indication. You know, if you take a look at Gold Corp, what it did is this. Intraday, it hit 1701 and then just took off like a rocket ship. This was right at the open, too, by the way, folks, okay? That still has a lot of work to do, too, though. I mean, I like the idea that it was Gold Corp because Gold Corp has, in the past, shown the type of strength, you know, coming off the initial low, folks. Now, this is what's pretty intense. But, you know, I've been doing this so long inside the gold market. After the 20-year bear market in gold, Gold Corp was the first gold stock taking off. And from like 2001 to about 2005, that was the strongest stock.
When we talk about the other kind of gold stocks, which are the gold royalty stocks.
Yeah.
When the question I really don't understand, I need to probably do a little bit more work on it.
Okay.
But since they really can't, it's not like they've got a mine that they have to keep pumping out even if gold prices go too low for them to make it. As long as other people are selling gold, they make cash, right?
That's correct.
Whatever percentage that their deal is.
That's correct.
So as long as people are selling gold, they should continue to at least make something.
That's correct.
So would you expect if gold prices, let's say, stayed around here for a little while, the first to move off those would be the royalty companies, or would it be the stocks as a sign of relief that maybe they're not going out of business?
I've found that it's the royalty companies.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that.
And this is how they're set up, folks. These, you know, when you wrap your head around these royalty companies, it's pretty cool looking at these different contracts. So watch how this goes. When it's not only the price, and what happens, folks, Franco-Nevada and Royal Gold, it's not only just the price of what gold is, right? Mm-hmm. But what happens is that they finance these mines. And when they finance these mines, first off, it's at what price do they finance them? because that's where the deal is going to be made.
Is that public knowledge? Can you find that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason I know so much about them is that I went through all these papers, because I wanted, at the very beginning, 2001, going through 2005, I had to understand, okay, because when you go through them, so check this out. This is what's really cool, and this is why they're so powerful when gold's going up, is that, let's say that when gold, let's say right now that gold companies are going to need money, okay, and we're at 1170. And if they finance the deal right now, what they would finance the deal on is that they'd look at gold at 1170, and they'd say, okay, gold's at 1170, and they do these 30-day rolling averages. That's how they do it, folks, okay? Because that's how they sell gold, too. That's how they sell gold. They don't sell it today. A gold bank won't buy gold, and let's say it's 1170. The gold miners, if they said that they're selling gold, and this is great to know, too, they're going to get the average of the last 30 days. They're not just getting, so the bank is taking that risk. And
so are they the bank, or are these royalty companies borrowing this money and then loaning it out yet again? Most
of them out of the bank. Okay. Most of them out of the bank. They'll leverage it up, but most of them out of the bank. That's what they do with their money. So and then the way they do it. So check out what they do, though. Let's say that we finance a gold company right now and goes at 1170. What would end up happening is that we'd want that financing. Let's say, okay, at 1170, we're going to get a 5% royalty, a 7% royalty, whatever that is. At $1,220, we still get that. At $1,320, guess what? Our royalty is going up to 13%.
Okay. Now, here's the other thing. I take it, since they're lending the money and they're the bank,
right? If
the company that owns and runs the mine goes BK, they get the mine.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
They don't.
That is good to know.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. I haven't seen a deal like that. Yeah, they don't.
The risk is a total loss of, or at least not getting some of your money back. I guess if they went BK, some of the money would be paid back and some of it wouldn't, maybe. And
there is, I've seen a couple contracts that inside of it that they won't allow them to hedge a certain amount of gold to make sure that no matter what happens, that they can get a certain amount back, okay? But most of them that no, they don't have they have a claim on the asset of the royalty, but not a claim on the mine. They're probably down there, but they're not in first position. They're certainly not.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, totally. Dave White, Tom O'Brien, we stay right there, folks. Dow Industrials finished up 195, NASDAQ up 64, S&P's up 21. We're going to be right back, folks.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Think or Swim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Don't forget, folks, at TFNN, we start programming every trading day, 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time to 6 in the afternoon. You can get all that programming right on your cell phone at tfnn.mobi. So earnings next week. It looks like it's slowing down a little. I guess.
Well, a lot of mid and small caps.
Okay.
And I don't think we get into any big caps to either Wednesday or Thursday. So when you're saying, you know, we got window dressing and everything else, I don't think that there's a lot for Monday and Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday, that we're going to get that's really going to change much of anything. And that was another decision I had. I had some shorts, and I decided to get at them about 1 o'clock today.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we'd get a reversal today. Didn't look like it by 1 o'clock, so I got out. But I didn't see anything in there that really said that, you know, you could get a disaster du jour, right, that would really move the market back down.
Right.
I don't see anything maybe till Thursday. So probably a fairly decent 2-3 days of fun buying, and that's it. But on Monday,
and the reality is that if you go through all next week, then you're going to be dealing with Thanksgiving, and the market loves to run in Thanksgiving.
It is very tough. We were talking about it during the break, and to me, one of the biggest trades that I'll ever remember, and you talked about on the air at the time, was Qualcomm.
Qualcomm, right.
And we had a double whammy going on Qualcomm in 1999.
Right.
We had a big deal with the way that the taxes had been changed, I think, from 35% to 15 or something for investment tax, right? It was maybe 32 to 15.
I forget what it was, but
it was a huge drop.
Right.
And you couldn't get anybody to sell them anything past September. All everybody did was hang on to it because you had to bet that it was going to go down 15% before the end of the year, even to break even with the taxes. So there was nobody willing to sell anything. And, of course, it made a giant balloon that blew up that day, and we were talking about Qualcomm.
What happened, folks, is that the last run, the last run, in fact, you know, after we go through a few of these earnings, I'll bring up the chart for you. The last run on the NASDAQ, I think it was 30% in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an amazing run. Qualcomm did a 225-point ABC structure on the way up. January 3rd, everything blew up. And then Qualcomm came down, I think, 480 points in...
I don't remember when it was split.
6 weeks.
It was $196 when it opened, and I think we got out at $135 6 days later.
Yeah, and what it did, so check out what it did, folks. And I remember watching it, looking and saying, this can't be a 225-point A to B. And what they did is that when it was going over the B point, they didn't do this on purpose, but this is how it's set up. When going over the B point, they announced a 4-for-1 stock split. Remember? You know what I mean? It was like, you got to be kidding me. But the point is that coming into Thanksgiving, Christmas, this is going to be quite a market. Because if we do open up Monday and you gap higher, well, guess what? You're going higher, you know.
It's going to be tough. We were saying this. It's going to be tough to talk people out of into selling before the end of the year.
Especially, you know, the bull and bear case would go like, the bull case would be, hey, listen, I just made it through that downdraft, and look what happened, okay? So the bear case would be that, yeah, that's how deviant the market is, that it'll keep you in that long. You make it through it, you get above it, you think all's clear, and then it's history again.
Normally, the only opportunity you have for a lot of volatility to the downside is Black Friday. If numbers come out really horrible, and normally it closes by noon anyway and everybody's left, so it's that Monday after Black Friday, if the sales are real good or sales are real bad, that's kind of the last big day of volatility for the year, and then you get the trend from there.
You know what they're saying this morning?
What's that?
They're saying this morning, folks, is that this weekend, today's Black Friday, yeah, seriously. And the shopping's starting right now.
I can see that.
No, it's not. I know that. I'm just saying that's the push.
I can see people, but FedEx and UPS both are hiring an army of people to deliver stuff last minute.
Sure.
So to me, if you know that and you know they're not going to make the last mistake of last year, are you really going to go out and buy stuff early?
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to anymore.
Now, we're looking at the Tech Inside. I'm looking at Hewlett Packard. What is this?
Monday, all the 3D stocks took a hammer,
right?
That was because something I've been talking about and writing about in the Tech Insider for a while, and that was HP was going to use their brilliance in printing, inkjet printing.
Totally makes sense.
To printing 3D plastic parts and other kind of stuff. Now, I knew it was coming, and everybody, it kind of like when people call you all the time wanting to buy gold.
Right.
I got a bunch of emails late last week about, I want to buy 3D printer stocks, right?
Okay.
And I said, you don't want to get in front of this. The reason that the HP technology is apparently so far better than everybody else is if you think of the way that the inkjets, if you've ever pulled out an inkjet cartridge.
Oh, yeah, we use them all the time. Yeah.
Right. It's got a little area, but it's got a ton of little holes out there, right? All the other 3D printers now have one little spigot and has to put one little dab. For people that don't know what these things are, think of a hot glue gun where you just put down one little spot, one little spot, one little spot. This is not only a quantum leap faster because their print head is about 1 inch by 1 inch. So in the same time it takes to do one little spot.
Yes.
If you're using a lot of spots, this thing can do like 1 inch at a time, right?
Wow.
It also has some better technology for curing the plastic as one solid piece. But a ton of stuff. Now, it's not going to be a cheap $2,000 printer on your desk.
And they have a great name. That's the other side of it, right?
They've got a great name, but what this is tailored to is, if you remember the desktop publishing revolution in the 80s, I would do my stuff on my computer at home, then I'd go up there with a disk, and I'd have them printed on their very expensive laser printer.
Yes. Isn't that crazy when you think about it?
And there is that kind of business right now. But one of the big problems is just how long it takes for this very expensive machine to print that out.
Right.
Now, what this is going to be is about 10 times faster than the existing machines at the same price point. Okay, because they're going to use this technology, it's a lot easier for them to change colors of plastics, put in multiple colors into objects, which other ones can do, but mostly it was like a roll of fishing line, right? And you take one off, then you put the new one in, and then you tell the printer to go on from here, right, with the new color. This all will do it. You have different cartridges for all the different plastics. And that's why all those 3D printers got hammered now. I saw a couple of them kind of come back at the high end, at like SSYS today. But it's not good news for the rest of them. It's a little early to say that it's going to kill them. The printer is going to be available in the first quarter of next year. It's going to be widely available in 2016, but look for it about $100,000 to $120,000. But they're looking at going into Kinko's and shipping complacement and all these places.
So we all can use them.
Right. But at 10 times the speed, it's not like you're going to get one job from one person. The next guy's going to come in and say, well, I can get to that tomorrow. That's because this thing's still printing the last job I did, right?
Okay.
And so the biggest problem with these guys now is that it just takes so long to get it done. And this will solve an issue with different colors. You don't have to stock the machine. And it's actually a quantum leap faster, higher in how accurate it can be. We'll talk about it when we come back.
You stay right there, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Dow finished up 195. Nasdaq up 64. S&P's up 22. We're going to be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools. That identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. It's on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
you take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. We're talking about the Hewlett-Packard getting into the 3D business. So let me ask you something. The aspect of these 3Ds can make anything and everything.
Well,
no, okay,
they can make a lot of things.
They can make a lot of things, okay. And so the way that you can save a lot of money is that instead of, if you have an idea and you want something made, you'd bring in the drawing and you slide the drawing into the 3D and you tell it what it wants to do?
Right. The software is not that different than what I used in television and Hollywood for special effects.
Okay.
It's the same thing that makes the monsters on your TV.
Yes.
It is a 3D wireframe of your object, and you put things maybe like color in it,
yeah,
and it figures out from the mathematics what it should look like as a solid object, and it builds it one layer from the bottom all the way up.
I've seen the videos on them. Right,
yeah,
okay.
And that's pretty much it. So it is neat. What I wanted to talk about before we left is just how much better, because they've got such, like that inkjet head,
yes,
such smaller little holes. It's also going to be about 5 micron accuracy, which is, well, you could put, figure about 1/3 the width of a human hair. And
wow.
So that's how accurate they'll be able to be at basically 10 times or even higher speed than any other printer at the same price range. So
amazing.
Pretty neat. Now, Meg Whitman's been real busy. She also came out with...
well, aren't they spinning that part of it off anyway?
Yes.
Which is going to be pretty intense.
Right, but she wants to... What's going on here? Stop it. Close. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Come on, there we go. They also have a thing called Sprout.
Is this Hewlett-Packard now?
This is Hewlett-Packard again.
Okay.
2 new businesses for them. And it's kind of hard to actually see what's going on. But if you are, you know, all the people that do the scrapbooking and all that kind of stuff.
Sure, that's a big deal. All right.
Why this isn't really aimed at them, it basically, if you're doing it as a business to
yes,
put together a lot of different things,
right,
it's all the tools you need to do it. No one has really done anything with it yet. It's going to be about $1,900, but it is a touchscreen computer with a touchpad, so you can use your finger to draw on this big pad, and it'll bring and do things on the screen, along with a bunch of other aspects of putting together things like scrap booking would be, and then using the HP printers to print it out. The computer and the pad and all the other kinds of new entry, data entry things like that pad.
Yes.
It's going to be about $1,900. They're showing it off in Best Buy this weekend. So if you go to your local Best Buy, you'll be able to see them. I think it's going to be on sale after Christmas or right before Christmas. But apparently, if you like doing that kind of creative stuff, and what they're really going after is the Macintosh business of all the people that have been in design work for a long time.
Right.
They're just offering a bunch of new ways of entering the data and doing it with this pad, with some other technologies that they have. And everybody, I haven't seen it yet, but everybody that's seen it so far of the reviewers are saying it is really something different.
Really?
So HP, I'm thinking now that since, what's the guy from Oracle? Ellison.
Yeah.
Since he left, I'm thinking Meg Whitman may be the best big tech company CEO there is. She's done a good job of bringing the stock price back.
Yeah.
She's going to split the company and try to get it as manageable as possible. And there are a lot of new technologies she's going to have as she splits those off.
Well, you know, it's
that are
so
going to go to that
interesting.
printer division, right?
Yeah, so it's so interesting about that. When she was splitting it off, I said, oh, she's getting rid of the old. But now that's not the case. Not even close.
No, so they've got a bunch of new stuff. And she talked about it, I think, on Monday or Tuesday. But when she took over, she wanted everybody that had any idea for any new products to come to her. And some of the stuff, they said, you know, we'd like to make a 3D printer. Well, how could we make it so much better than everybody else so we're just not a Me Too product?
Right.
Or this graphic design station, which someone had a idea for a couple of years ago, and now it's just coming out the door. But she says there's going to be other things, too. So she went to, you know, they got, what, 200,000 or 300,000 people working for them.
Yeah, they get
it's a big company.
People. No, I'm with you
It's a big company,
no
so they did it. Now, one of the other neat things happening this week is, in the last week, is Google is taking a new look at the way that your email works.
Really?
Yes. They are scanning, especially in their mobile applications, scanning all your emails and trying to sort them for you depending on what's in there, like, you know, images, like, you know, spam.
Yeah.
Now, everybody pretty much has a spam filter now. So just think about that spam filter being used.
My spam filter doesn't seem to work.
Well,
I'm not kidding.
I know. But anyway, it's all kinds of stuff. But if you look at this, it's got finance, social, so it instantly was
travel.
Right. It'll find out you can add different categories, but it will scan your incoming emails and try to sort them.
Pop them in yourself.
Pop them all into organization so you can get to the stuff based on not just looking at all of them like I do, which is, okay, delete. I want that one.
I don't even forward them to my cell phone because what happens, folks, is I get so many, you know, bad emails every day, a couple, 500 probably. You know what I mean? That it's disgusting. This
would do a lot more for organizing a lot of the stuff that you want.
I'm going to try it.
And it is interesting, especially on their platforms. And I think you can opt into it. I did for the PC version of it, the Windows browser version.
Yeah.
But so far, so good. Very interesting. But not a lot of people are doing a lot of work on new email. And, of course, this week, as soon as they announce this, Microsoft has announced that they're opening up Outlook for third-party vendors, and I guess the deal is that people will be able to do the same thing for third-party vendors into Outlook, right?
They have to.
But they have not let anybody into Outlook for like 20 years.
Right.
And this week, about 2 days after this was announced, they said, okay, we're going to open up Outlook to all our vendors to do the same thing on the cloud. So you're just going to go into your email. It's already going to be like that.
Google's Deep Minds.
Right. They bought a company called Deep Minds about a year ago. This is an artificial intelligence company, but they are showing some of the new first products for them. But it is a program. It is a computer that is going to, at least at some levels, be able to program itself. You'll be able to tell it what you want it to do. It will be able to try to construct a program to do it. Now, I don't think this is going to put me out of work anytime soon.
Yeah.
But there are going to be some very specific applications, especially in bookkeeping, stuff like that, where you may have wanted to do something like Excel.
Yes.
And you'll be able to do it, and it will program maybe some of those mathematical operations for the what if and other things.
Nice. Yeah,
and you can talk it through it. But it's, we keep hearing about artificial intelligence, and Google's got their fingers also in a lot of different pies. This is one of them, and at least they've got the first product starting to come out of this, which I thought was kind of interesting.
They throw a lot at the wall, don't they?
They throw a lot at the wall, including Glass, which this week was banned by movie theaters, their Google Glass thing. So now the Motion Pictures Association of America, along with the National Association of Theater Owners, has banned Google Glass.
Oh, because you can go in there and you can film the whole movie.
This is probably a dead product in the way that it is right now, but it is interesting that we see the kickback from a lot of people, and of course the nickname for people are glass holes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that wear these. So a little bit of scatological inference to people that are wearing these, but I don't know if that's probably thinking about Halloween. That's probably the stake through the heart, I think, in Google Glass and the way it is right now.
Okay.
They just can't do it. Now, one of the other things I thought was probably and I probably should have changed the title on this, has to do with what we found out for new data this week on smartphone sales.
Okay.
We've been talking about just how, when we started this show, Android was 10% of the market, and it's gone to 85% of the market. What is interesting now in the manufacturers is seeing Xiaomi, which is the Chinese company that's gone from 2 years being non-existent to being now the third largest manufacturer of smartphones in the world.
Really?
And they went from 2.5.
Are they only in China, though?
They're only in China.
That's all you need, right?
Well, guess what? When they leave China, and where they're going to be doing that in the next 3 months.
USA, right? No,
well,
Europe,
everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay.
It's not a big deal. But they've gone from 2% to 5% in 1 year. They are at the growth rate that they've had in the new markets they're saying they're going to open up in 3 to 6 months. They will be the second biggest smartphone maker in front of Apple. So Apple
you think they're going to knock Apple off, right?
Well, in volume, yeah. Not in profit, but yeah.
in
volume.
No, right. Okay.
And it's kind of, now there are not that many different computer manufacturers in the 80s, but you had the Mac and you had Windows.
Sure.
And there was that early lead of Macintosh to Windows, and Windows really was horrible all the way up into about 1995. But you did see that eventually you went to about 10% Mac sales to 90% PC sales, and you're pretty much already there with Android to them. And now we're looking at the manufacturers kind of jockeying for position. We'll talk about Samsung when we come back.
You stay right there, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We'll be right back.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. And as you are out the weekend, folks, make sure you stay safe. No drinking and driving. So we're looking at a slide right now that says better than a CEO. And so what's this about?
Well, the gentleman that had done the startup worked at Apple, left. 2 years later, created a thing called Android that's on 80% of the phones in the world now.
He worked at Apple?
He worked at Apple, left. Steve Jobs hated him. In fact, there's a pretty neat...
I didn't know that.
There's a pretty neat book.
That's crazy.
That talks about how poorly Steve Jobs talked about him.
Okay.
I can't say the words.
Yeah.
But he felt he was a traitor, all the other stuff, right? Well, he goes and starts Android. He goes to Google. He says, I've got this operating system. He sells it to Google, 9 years ago, whatever, for $50 million and some stock options, and no one's ever found out how many.
Okay.
He talks about working with the Google guys and how tough it was and everything. And he was going to leave like a dozen times because he was always in...
So this is Andy Rubin. This is the guy that left today or last night. They announced it, right?
Right.
I didn't know that he's the actual co-founder of Android. Okay.
And they bought him, and he basically has run that whole section for them for a very long time. Well, kind of interesting, and it's not. It's now almost a theme. We were talking during the break. One of the guys that was going to be up for the CEO job at Microsoft went and started and works at a venture capitalist.
Yes.
He's making more money than the guy that is the CEO of Microsoft.
Right.
Same thing with this guy. He's going, again, to a venture capitalist firm. And, of course, this guy is going to make even more money than that because mobile is the only thing they care about in venture capital now. And this guy, who else would be better at mobile than this guy? He knows everything about Android.
There's no doubt that mobile is computing, period.
But I always, you always hear about people like the CEO of Apple. And if his contract basically says that if the stock's over a certain price, after 5 years he's been in there, he gets $500 million.
Yes.
Before then, I think he still makes decent money. But other than that, these guys are going to be making more money down the line than most of the CEOs. And the question is, how many of these people that were going to be CEOs end up working at these venture capital companies instead?
Well, then that's as long as,
and that road goes out, right?
Exactly. We know that everything is cyclical, and, we've been there before. So it's, but right now we're there. Lockheed's nuclear future.
Right. Now, this became a big deal. I've been writing about it for the last year in the Tech Insider. There's a gentleman that's commonly on CNBC that talks about commodities. He basically said crude is going to $10 because Lockheed Martin has this new device and it's going to make cheap available energy.
Really?
Right. And
why would they give it away, though?
Well, let me put it this way. He is right and he is wrong. Okay. What is most important about this, and it's been rumored about and talked about for a little while, 2 weeks ago they came out and gave us a little bit more information on what they're doing. There's two kinds of nuclear energy. There's fission and there's fusion.
Okay.
Fusion's the bombs out there in the middle of Arizona.
Yes.
Fission is the stuff where you take two different atoms and you put them together and you take all the energy, and fission is when you basically split them apart. Splitting them apart causes lots of bad things like radiation.
Right.
Putting them together, a little bit of radiation, but no more than your X-ray at your doctor's office.
Okay.
And the worst parts of it, the half-life is 12 years. So in 12 years, you got nothing. So it's not
that's good. That's
it's not like the 1,000, 2,000 years the other stuff has. The problem has been figuring out how to actually do this. The fuel would be two things. It would be what they call heavy water, and that is a 1 out of every 100 atoms of water has a little extra to it. That's why they call it heavy. And tritium, which is actually nothing more than lithium put into this thing, and that is all you really need. But you need a way to encapsulate it. Now, huge countries like Russia and everybody has been building these things that are the size of the stadium over here in Tampa.
Okay.
Monsters. Won't be done for 20, 30, 40 years. So what this really smart guy from MIT did, went to work for Lockheed. His mission was to make a power source for some satellites that we could send deep into space. And he said, well, why don't we build something like this? Now, it won't scale up, and it won't really scale down. But he can make these things and put them in something that would go on the back of a semi-truck, maybe even a little smaller than that, and it would be enough power for 100,000 homes.
Really?
The cost of it, because of all you're using is really water, seawater, it would be probably about half of what coal was. So about 2.3 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, this design doesn't scale up and down like these big monster things everybody's been trying to build.
Right.
But the idea is that all these things fake? Are they real? And I've done enough research that it could work, and all the math behind it will work, and we're going to know in less than a year. They're going to do the first the full running prototype of it 2017, they're going to have initial versions of it, probably for the military. 2020, 2021, selling units of it in volume. So we could be, I think it's a little overdrawn to say that we won't be using crude anytime soon. But certainly, certainly coal and maybe even natural gas may have a shorter future than we thought.
Boy, what's interesting about that, too, is that, in competitive position, if you're saying that it fuels 100,000 houses, or let's just break that down and say, okay, like 100 large buildings, right? Imagine you're a developer. You develop a building, you put that in there. You're going to be able to beat everyone else out because all these leases, folks, are triple net leases. So competitively, how technology can change that business would be amazing.
It is. I guess the idea is that no one really thought that we'd have this kind of fusion for probably another 30 or 40 or 50 years, because they've been working on some of these things already 20 years building on them.
Okay.
And these things are monstrosities. But being able to build these things on an assembly line, ship them on a semi to where they're going, you hook them up to the steam turbine generator that's been there for the last 50 years, maybe was hooked up to coal or natural gas,
yes,
or even a nuclear generator that causes all the problems. Anyway, it is real. Look for more information on Lockheed in the next 3 to 6 months.
Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you want in life, folks, visualize like a nice big motion picture, step into it, take ownership of it, fly with it. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great weekend, safe weekend. We look forward to speaking to you right back here next week. Thanks, Dave.
You bet.
Have a great one, folks.